Shalom. It's following Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. Ecclesiasticus 6:7 says, "If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him." I know that's an apocrypha. I know many people have maybe possibly read that verse many times. But that verse is a very valuable verse. And it will save you a lot of heartache and a lot of trauma and a lot of problems. Because that proving may eliminate somebody who was not meant for you. You know, I get questions about, people ask me questions about like mutual assistance groups. And I always refer back to the book. I always refer back to, like if a crab defense situation came, what would how do you find like-minded brethren? And I found many, some like-minded brethren. Amos 3:3 says, "How can two walk together unless they agree?" So I test and I prove and I try somebody before I consider them a friend. You should too, especially if you're considering them in any sort of preparedness group, because there's a lot of emotional men out there now. There's a lot of men who do not want to be tested or proven or tried. They just want to exist. They just want to, because I'm here, therefore I should be part of you. They cannot go through a testing process, or they feel that they should not have to be tested, or they feel that the testing was good enough. You tested me once and I passed it, so therefore it's good enough. And then you find out later on that they're kind of flaky, that, the Bible says the wicked man flee when no man pursues. They're kind of flaky, they disappear, they're just gone. And you realize, can you imagine what that would have been like, having that in your group? Can you imagine what it would have been like to have that amongst you in terrible times? Can you imagine having that in your group when times went bad? If they were this flaky, I guess you call it flaky, now, what would it have been like had they been with you when terrible times truly hit? What would it have been like if they were with you when bad times showed up and they were in your group? If they can't even make it through the testing period now, how would they have made it through the testing period then? How would they have made it and survived then? And you realize that a great burden has actually been lifted off of you. This is why you test. I have some beloved brethren that I really, really enjoy communicating with and talking with. But you know what? We all have been tested amongst each other. We all tested each other to see if we were real. To see if proving we were proved. And you come to find out that process was needed. You needed to go through the process of even having a disagreement and coming together. You need to go through the process of testing your friendship, testing your brotherhood, testing the love you have for each other to see if it's real. If a person can be so easily shaken, you may not want that person with you. You may not want that person with you in the trenches, whether it be physical, trying times, or even spiritual trying times. You don't want somebody who's flaky with you in spiritual trying times. When you need a brother who is real, who is tested, you want somebody there who's been tested. You see, the Bible's just right. So when you consider the group that you may be considering for your brother, or for your mutual assistance group, for your friends, you may want to, choose people that are walking with you, who walk in agreement with you. You want to make sure you test the people and you try the people, because a lot of people are very good with their mouths. A lot of people don't want to be tested. They just want to kind of show up and appear and say, "Hey, I'm here, and because I'm here, you should accept me." No, I want to test you. I want to test you. I want to prove you. And then the next thing is, when you test and prove them, don't ignore the results. If they prove themselves to be a great brother, a great friend, or an asset to your group, bring them in. But if they also prove to not be an asset, don't ignore what you see. Because times are coming, and what we need to build right now more and more are real friendships, real brotherhood. You need some real people. You need some people that are going to tell you the truth. You need some people that are going to tell you, hey, stop being weak. Hey, stop being so damn emotional. Because that's one of the things that's killing men today, is highly emotional. They're acting more and more like women. More and more, every little thing that goes that they disagree with, suddenly it's well, I just don't, and I don't know. It's like, why are you so damn emotional? We're in the times of the green right now. It's not even hard yet, and you're already emotional. What's going to happen when times get worse? What's going to happen when the rubber really meets the road? I don't want somebody in my foxhole who is full of fear. What does the Bible say? If that man that's full of fear is going to bring fear to everybody else. That's what the Bible says in the time of war. Leave the fearful at home. If you can't make it through the times that we are in right now, if our friendship could not, well, not even friendship, if you can't make it through the testing right now, you're likely not fit. So if you've got some real brothers around you, the Bible says, love them, appreciate them. Appreciate those real brothers, those real men that are around you in your life. If you got some really good brothers around you, or for those of you who are in mags and all that, if you got some really great brother in your mag, appreciate them. Thank the Father for them, because we are in a time where there are so few real ones. There are so few real ones. There are so few that actually are what they present themselves. There are so few that say, you know what, I need to be tested, and I need to be proven, and I need to be tried, and I'm willing to go through that process. There's a brother right now who we're talking to. He's testing us, and I'm watching this brother just make leaps and bounds, and he's just being real. And that's all it took, is just him being real. He's not flexing. He's not trying to show out. He's just being real, and he's making changes in his life. I don't want to say his name, but Brother MJ, I'm talking about you. And it's so refreshing. It's so beautiful to see that. To see brothers that are making real moves in their lives. Because brotherhood is what we need. Real, true, authentic brotherhood. Not men that are so easily offended. Men that are so, they go through testing. And in that testing, I'm also saying this. You should allow yourself to be tested. Allow yourself to be tested. And proven and tried. So that you can prove to those that are in your mag or those that are around you that you're real. And really, that's all it kind of really breaks down to, is just being real. One of the words you may have heard us say recently is just being transparent with the people that you mean to build with. If you mean to build a mutual assistance group, you want to be real. You want somebody that's going to be real with you. You don't need a bunch of fake stuff. Well, I got, 500,000 pounds of corn. And you go to their, you have a meetup, and the dude's got, 250 pounds. He's got 5 bags. I've got a booming garden. I can contribute welding skills and I know how to grow. And you go and they don't know how to weld. They use the JB weld, and they think that's what the welding was. And their growing idea was, they know how to grow weeds, and they're really great at growing weeds. It's time for realness. It's a time for proving and testing, because you never know. The brethren that you have around you, the brethren that you have created friendships and relationships with, maybe the brethren that you have to go through some storms together with. They may be the ones that you are relying on when the going gets tough. And that's going to be evident. It's going to be evident what kind of people you chose around you. You remember, it also says in the Apocrypha, everybody cleaveth to his like. Sometimes you may get hurt because the people that you like, or the people that you may have been at one point fond of, aren't fond of you. And that may be the time to realize, well, maybe they weren't fond of me because our walkings were different. And it's okay to let it go. Pray to the Father. Ask him to send you real brothers, real friends. People you can trust. Because the time that we are in today, we need it. We need the real more now than ever. Choose your friends wisely. Test them. Prove them. Be not hasty to credit him. Be not hasty to say, oh, this brother's just so good. This sister's just so good. Be not hasty to do that. Allow the process to work its way through. Because damn, wouldn't it be terrible? Let's say, you test and prove somebody and they flee away from you and they're no longer part of your life. Can you have imagined being in a foxhole with a person like that who was so quick to run in times of trouble? Bless y'all. Hope you're having a blessed third day. Shalom.